my question to you is, what about the self-esteem of these kids?
Self-esteem, identity development, their relationships with people in the future. It's devastating for a child to feel that their parents have abandoned them. Divorce the men, not your children. I mean, you can say, I'm divorced and happily remarried. And the question that John asked in the initial stages of the show was an excellent question. I felt overwhelmed. I felt stressed and overextended. But you don't abandon your children. The feeling is one thing, and action is something else.
Why is
you
it
get
abandoning
no, let
them
me
when
finish.
we
You get
move
another
out?
therapist. If the therapist isn't working effectively for you, there's all kind of other alternatives. Being a person who's independent, autonomous, self-empowerment is fine, but it's not mutually exclusive to loving and raising your children. A 9-year-old child girl needs her mother. There's no substitution for affection, for the love. When you are having anxiety as a child, when you're frustrated, when you've had problems in school, you need to come home and not say to Miranda on the phone, what's the difference between this? Miranda, I love you. And Miranda, can you stand up for me?
Time. What advice do you have for parents?
We have to monitor what our children watch on television in general, but certainly now we need to be there and be available to talk to them openly about what they're watching. We don't want them to become desensitized either, where they can see trauma and tragedy and no longer feel compassion or be able to recognize that it's really devastating. We want to talk to them about it, but not maximize it or minimize it.
So it's okay that they know about it, but there's such a thing as overkill, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Just constantly doing it.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we do it in moderation, and more importantly, that we're there to process it with them and talk about it openly.
Good advice. Excellent. Now, when we come back, a school...
But the real point right now is, what do you want from Art? You said you want him to be a father to your child. My perception is that you want more from him.
All right, that's
how do you really feel about Art?
I just want to be able to love him the way I've learned how to love somebody. And that is, I want him to be happy and I want me to be happy. Whatever that, if that accounts me being a part of his life or accounts me not, that's really what I want.
And you're very insightful. You said it yourself earlier on. I think that you're trying to replace the drugs with Art. And that's just another form of dependency. And he's not good for you. He doesn't appear to be the kind of person that is going to help you in the long term.
While you were away, let's take a look.
I'm Dr. Darlene Powell Garlington. I'm a clinical psychologist, and Judge Hatchett asked me to spend some time sitting and talking with the two of you about some of the issues. There's nothing wrong with feeling angry, but the part about it that's so destructive is you're hurting you. What's the worst thing you think happened to you when you were younger that you're so angry about?
My mom always going away to jail and stuff.
Yeah, I would be angry at my mother too. I'd be real angry. See that, because she's still hurting from what you put her through. Because what you put her through, no child should go through. What am I going to do when I'm so pissed off and I'm so angry that I want to bash somebody's head into the sidewalk? What am I going to do with that?
It means that I don't need to go on the streets and just beat up people when I'm mad at other people. It gives me opportunity to know that there's other ways that I can to learn how to control my anger.
Exercises that suggest to parents that they take a look at their own upbringings, at their own childhoods, the kind of experiences they had, the kind of attitudes that heard their parents perpetuating in the homes, because really what they're doing is modeling for their children the kind of behaviors that they believe are appropriate in terms of dealing with race relations. So if a parent believes that O.J. Simpson is innocent, they should say to their child, this is my belief. Things that we find is in each of our backgrounds we have been exposed to some kind of message about blackness and identity. So for example, if a parent has a group of children or has 3 children, let's say, and one child happens to be lighter in skin color, maybe with curly hair, in the black community sometimes people will refer to that child as the prettiest, with the nicest hair. And you might not say anything to the other child who might be dark in skin tone, but just by not saying anything, you're giving that child a strong message that somehow the difference in their skin tone is negative. To minimize or deny your ethnicity and your race. Pretend you're not black. Pretend you're not beautiful Latino. Blend in, fit into the mainstream. So don't ask America to be colorblind. What we should really be asking is to celebrate, appreciate, understand each other's background, ethnicity, and race, and embrace that.
Stay tuned.
So that children as early as 3 years old are aware of differences. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what they do is they attach meaning to that difference because they see that our society still glorifies Anglo-American. That does not mean that you are a pushover, you allow people to manipulate or walk all over you. You're assertive, but you're assertive in a manner that demonstrates the power of soul, that you would like unity, you would like some type of positive resolution. That because we expect that children will begin to embrace their culture, their background, and their heritage. But children are bombarded with messages, especially in the media, that tell them that somehow in this society, white is valued over black. What would you do if a friend or relative told a racist joke in front of your child?